What's going on, guys? Let me show you a little setup here on the NASDAQ futures. If you are an opening sort of range trader, right, where first 30 minutes of the market, you're looking to take a trade. You've tried to sit out for the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You can't do it. You want to click buttons, but sometimes you win and other times you just lose massively. Let me kind of show you some things here. First things first, what I want to look at always is what did we do in the overnight session, okay? I can see this wick here at 19,041. We kind of tagged this wick. We stayed below it literally all night. Okay. So that area of interest, if we break that, maybe there's potential to kind of go to the upside. Okay. So that's the dotted line here. I've got a demand zone here that's been on my chart, all week. I got this from a 30-minute view. I go back and I do all my supply and demand levels from the 30-minute 10-day chart, and I just look for highs and lows, and then I put a little bit of a range in there. About a 50-point range is what you're going to see for the boxes. The white line that you're going to see is the actual high or low that I marked out. Now that that's all taken care of, you can see here in the pre-market getting ready to open up New York, we reclaimed this demand zone, okay, after losing it, kind of back tested it, and then we kind of flushed, then we reclaimed it. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out the most recent swing high. Okay, so we have the overnight high. We've got a bunch of these swing highs in here, right? But I want to mark out the most recent swing high going into New York session. The reason why that's important is because if price breaks that, I'm going to look for a break and I'm going to look for the pullback. Let me zoom in here just a little bit now that all of that is explained. So pull up my drawing tool. You can see here right in the pre-market, okay, right in the pre-market, we kind of break this most recent swing high, and I guess I could, kind of extend my box here to at least capture 1, 2, 3 touch points. So I've got a swing high here. What I'm looking for is a breakout. If we break out off the open, great. Let it go. This is where traders get trapped. You know why? You see it go green, you see it go green, you go green, you go green, and then you try to enter into this move. Look at the dotted line, guys. That was our overnight highs. We slammed right into it and immediately shot back down. And this, will blow your account. 19,042 all the way back down to 19,000. You're talking about 45 points just in a second. We're looking at a 2-minute time frame, but this pulled back literally in about a minute. So a lot of times traders, they don't trust this move. They kind of see it consolidating. It starts to explode. They start to say, oh shit, I'm going to miss the move. I got to get in now. They get in up here at the top wick. It always happens, guys. We're always entering in the top wick before it pulls down, right? So here's my best advice. You already know where your most immediate kind of pre-market high is, right? You've already marked that out before the New York session opened. Before the market even opened, you already knew that the high was right here, literally 2 minutes before the open. And that high price was sitting at 18,987. So let it go, right? Just let the damn thing go. What you're going to look for is a break of that level, and then you want to see a pullback. So break, retest. Now this candlestick right here at 6:34 Pacific Standard Time, this is a pretty bearish candle, if you ask me. Like, for example, if we threw in this big pop and this candle here at 6:36 confirms this low, I would have been short because I would have looked at this as a break failure at this resistance. And this candle, if confirmed short, I would have taken this back down into our demand, right? Into at least a previous swing high, or a swing low, swing low. But here is the trigger. Break a pre-market level, got rejected at resistance. That's going to totally be expected if you do mark this level out, pulls immediately back. This candle right here at 6:36, engulfing candle. And when I mean engulfing candle, it engulfs the closure in the body of the bearish style candle. This was nothing more than a break, retest. I want to fire a long position here. I want to fire a long position in that candle. If you don't fire a long position in that candle, you better sure as shit fire a long position in this candle. Okay. So now you're playing these two candles, depending on if you enter here, if you're a little bit more aggressive, or you enter here to make sure we kind of clear out this area there. You're playing for a full anticipation break of that pre-market high. Does that make sense? So again, this level, this pre-market high is already marked out on your chart. You already seen off the open, we spiked, we got rejected. not only did we spike, we got rejected, but pulled back into our demand zone, right? How are we getting this demand zone? Previous swing high from pre-market, previous swing high from pre-market, previous swing high from pre-market. Put a little zone there, guys. This is where you want to see any type of breakout and retest stop, okay? Again, if you see a move that does this and loses this area, you're 100% short. 100% short, okay? That would be a break, retest, failure to go higher. You are 100% short in this candle, okay? But when you see this engulfing of the previous body, that back test your swing highs, you're firing long here, you're firing long here, you're adding to your position here. Once you break this pre-market high, right, from overnight, you can take profits in this range because, again, if you really think about it, how many points would you be up? Even if you entered anywhere in this candle, let's call it 1907, you would be taking at least 35 points. If you entered anywhere in this candle, 22 all the way up to 60, this is about 40 points. You could definitely find a 20, 30, 40 point move in this right here. What would make me hold this is if the overnight highs holds, and it does, you do not get any candles to close below. As long as there's no candles closing below, you hold that position until we start breaking and putting new highs. Now, ultimately, we have a supply zone up here. So regardless of the matter, I would definitely want to be selling into 19,150s, right? And we got all the way up to a high of 19,144. So let me make this very simple because this is not hard. What's hard is when you get into a move like this and let's say it doesn't continue and then it rejects and it goes lower and you don't sell here. You don't get out. You don't stop out here and then you hold it. And then it does this and then you hold it and you think that it's coming back later on in time and next thing you know your account's blown. Don't make it harder than what it is. All you're marking out, pre-market highs, pre-market lows. You're marking out the most recent swing high from pre-market, which is right here, literally 2 minutes before the bell opens. What you're looking for is a breakout of that level. Or if it was trading down, you're looking for a breakdown of that level. Let it do whatever it wants to do. This stupid move here, guys, this stupid move could have did this. It could have went up 200, 300 points. I don't care. I want to see a breakout and I want to see a pullback. Okay. And I want to see that level hold. And if that level holds, I want to be long here. Okay. I want to be long there. I do not want to be chasing these two candlesticks. Definitely don't want to do that. Don't want to chase those two candlesticks. That's not what you want to do. You want to see a break. We already know why we're rejected there. That's overnight highs. You want to see a pullback. You want to see a stand. Again, if this pops, gets rejected, and loses this area, you're 100% short there. And if it engulfs or it has a confirmation candle over this wick, you are long. Okay, 100,000% you are long here. You are selling on the break of that overnight high. If you're going to hold runners, as long as we are not closing below the overnight high level, you are holding that trade, holding that trade, holding that trade, holding that trade. And hopefully you can have such discipline to hold that trade into your supply. Because again, remember, doing your chart work the night prior versus just showing up to the screens and not wondering, not knowing where this could potentially stop, where this could potentially come back down to. We're in a big channel right now. Again, look at what we did all day today. Literally just traded in this same channel. We didn't really go higher. We didn't really go lower today. But there is opportunities to make 50 points. There is opportunities to make 100 points. There is opportunities to make 35 points in a NASDAQ. You just have to know what the hell you're looking for. So again, if you like to trade off the open, 2-minute time frame, you can use a 1-minute time frame. You can use a 5-minute time frame as well. I would recommend the 2-minute, or I would recommend the 5-minute. 1 minute can be a little fast, a little dicey. But again, a couple things to mark out. Just write this down. Mark out overnight highs, overnight lows. Mark that out. That's going to be a supply and demand zone. Next level you want to mark out. Most recent swing high or most recent rejection spot closest to the New York Open. Okay. So if that's below your overnight highs, which it was right here. Great. I want to see it break out and I'll let it run. I don't care if it runs for 20 points or it runs for 200 points. Let it go. When it pulls back, that's where you want to get in. Either you're going to play the rejection, right? Because it could have done this. you're going to play the rejection short, okay? Or you're going to play the break, retest, go long, okay? This was a perfect break, retest. So we broke the most recent swing high. New York session opened. We tested overnight London supply, retested the most recent swing high, and then we ran. Okay, it doesn't get any more picture perfect clockwork than this. Okay, where's my stop? Where's my stop? Where's my stop? Where's my stop? Your stop is below this, guys. You get a candle to break down, right? You get a candle to break down, you get out. Hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, I offer a mentorship where you guys can trade with me. You guys can get on the voice call and get on the screen recording. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, Apex right now is 80% off. You guys can get those discounts by using code DAnthony, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.